4 with Memphis, then you got another 3 on the top. The only one that has already won the Tour de France is OKC.
Right.
Like they're already done.
They're well
like
past the finish line.
So to your point, if they don't get to the Western Conference Finals, in your mind, I have to agree with you about OKC. If they don't get to the Western Conference Finals, it's shocking.
If they don't get to the Western Conference Finals, it's shocking. I think it could be considered an all-time choke job if they don't get to the finals.
They're 59-12.
I mean, how could you ask for?
They're 9-1. They're 9-1 in the last 10. They have a chance to be like to get high 60s. 68 wins, 67 wins is not unheard of. That's an unbelievable regular season.
Mm-hmm.
So to your point, if they're not in the finals, it's going to floor. It should floor everybody. They're that much better than everybody.
Yeah.
And
they are.
The fans are hungry. The fans are going to be blowing the roof off of that building.
You don't need to be like an X's and O's expert to just watch Oklahoma City and just know that they play on a different level. It's a simple eye test. They play a brand of basketball that is like surgical and methodical, and they've got an answer for everybody, and they recover in the middle of games. I go back to that, what I consider the turning point of the whole Knicks season, where I started, where my whole world got deflated, and it was the first game against OKC. I think it was the first week in January. The Knicks out-hustled and matched them for an entire half, and they looked by far like the best team. And that second half, the OKC came out with a completely different game plan and just totally dismantled the Knicks. And the next time they played, it wasn't even close from the first jump. OKC is, if I was a fan of them, I could not be happier with the way that season has gone, and I would fully be expecting a championship, not a championship, but a championship finals appearance. You end up playing Boston in the finals, and you want to tell me Boston's gonna win? I could see that, but
I think what's interesting about the Western Conference is I believe OKC is fighting nostalgia. Because think about these older players that we really like to talk about. Kevin Durant, LeBron James,
Steph Curry,
James Harden, Steph Curry. These are all the players that are in their 30s that are, in our mind, are amazing. And OKC has none of those.
Right.
Like, they don't have a single one of those guys. So if OKC, let me just paint a picture for you. They beat the Suns. Suns are the 8th seed. They beat the Suns. They beat Kevin Durant, basically. Then they play LeBron James and the Lakers, and they beat them. And then they close it all out, beating, let's just say someone upsets everybody, and they beat Steph Curry.
Yeah.
They would just take all of those, like, people, and again, you're talking about young fans, all
the childhood heroes of those NBA fans who don't root for a team but just like the players.
Yep.
All those guys that have, like, the guy that's got like all those jerseys in his closet, the Durant jersey, the LeBron jersey, the Curry jersey, and he'll just pick one to ride the coattails of this year. He'll just put the OKC has a chance to put that guy, those Fairweather fans, out of their misery.
And it would, I could see all of those series being not close.
Yeah, sure.
But I know the Lakers, they just, to your point, just, if you haven't, just treat yourself. Just sit down and watch a full OKC game. Even when they bench players, just watch the team play. Just watch them play, and you'll be like, we talked earlier in an episode about easy and hard baskets. I'm a Suns fan. I feel like they're hard baskets. I've watched the Knicks. I feel like they're hard baskets.
I
watch OKC, and I see very few hard baskets.
No, they get easy buckets.
And again, that was the thing that shocked me with the Bulls versus the Lakers. The Bulls made it look so easy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is weird. Because when I see teams having an easy time of it, being a Suns fan, I don't see any easy times. Like Kevin Durant's got to hit a 3 in someone's face just for us to win a game.
Right.
OKC's not doing any of that.
No.
I mean, And
They're
it's just,
steamrolling teams.
so that's the other question. I mean, that's the thing that we get to talk about to the playoffs. Is a team going to really challenge them, and then they're really going to have to dig deep? But to your point about the coaching staffs, great coaching staff, great adjustments.
Yeah.
Again, a Boston OKC series is very interesting
Yeah.
because that one would probably go 6 or 7.
I think so.
And I know not everyone would want to watch that, but here on Hoop and Harm, like that could be some incredible basketball.
Look, as a Knicks fan, I hate the Celtics. I would be rooting hard for any team to beat them. That said, objectively speaking, OKC versus Boston in the finals would be fascinating to me.
I don't. It's very hard looking at these records. It's very hard to sit there and say OKC doesn't make it.
More often than not, I mean,
They're just.
the
I mean,
two best teams that you think are going to.
They're 13 and a half games above the second place team.
Mm-hmm.
And they're possibly going to have 68 wins, which is, if you look at the NBA total, the most wins total. What do you have? The Golden State team,
72, right?
and then you had the Bulls who got 70,
Yeah.
and then
And probably the Bulls again with like 68 or something.
so if this team gets 68, what does that put them in? The top 4 or 5 teams of all time?
Yeah, record-wise, for
If you look at records, if you look that up real fast, because I mean they're looking at 59 and 12, so we have 11 games to go. There's a chance they could go 11 and 0 and get 70, which is crazy because no one's talking about that.
Yeah, if they get 68, they'll be in the top 5.
And if they get 70, they would be one of 3 teams to ever hit 70.
Exactly.
And if they go 11 and 0, they get 70. And nobody's speaking about that.
And
Right?
Yeah, actually, they are currently. Well, I guess because they're on pace. They're on pace for 6th. The way that this particular site has it set up, but
Pace for how many wins?
well, it doesn't say how many wins, but I guess they're on pace to be the 6th, to have the 6th best record of all time, or tied for the 5th best record of all time.
Okay, well, let's look at their schedule here. Since we're talking about OKC and the possibility of undefeated, I'll read it off to you. They play Sacramento. They play Memphis. They play Indiana, Chicago. These are home games. Detroit is home. Then they are at Houston. They play the Lakers twice. The Suns, at the Suns, Utah, and New Orleans. So after the Suns, we will know if they have a shot.
Here's the thing, man. They're the best. They're one of the best teams in basketball. None of those teams scare me at all for them. Like, I'm not like.
None of them should if you're okay.
I understand.
No one's talking about this. They could go 11 and 0 and 70.
Yeah.
That's crazy. As I still remember when the Bulls did it, and I was like, that's a crazy goal. You're going to try to get 70 wins?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it's doable.
And it's, you know why? It's because they play such good team basketball. I mean, obviously SGA is a superstar MVP candidate, and
he's winning the MVP. Joker's been westing. Okay, I mean, he's winning the MVP.
It's SGA, and well deserved. But they have such a good team. Like, everyone in their rotation is a total rock star. You would love to have those guys on your team. They all play their role. They know their role. So it's hard to even see a team, just surprising them from time to time. That's why their record is so good, because SGA could have an off game, and he doesn't have many, but he could have an off game. And there's so many good, solid players that play good team basketball that they're going to pick them up. It's the teams that are really reliant, like the Knicks, on like Jalen Brunson just playing otherworldly every game to win, or the Suns, relying on 2 guys to really carry everybody. Those are the teams that, like, if their superstars aren't going, then that's when the Bulls get hot from 3-point range and they beat you.
The hard part that I see with the playoffs for OKC is you got to beat them 4 times.
Same thing with the Celtics, right? I mean, sure.
I could see you beating the Celtics twice. I could see a couple things happening, but it's very, very wild.
You're not beating 4 times.
When I look at OKC, because to your point, pick your poison. Because even if you get a great defensive performance, they're just sending out their second whole team.
Mm-hmm.
If Brunson goes 5 for 20, you're losing.
Yeah.
You're losing. You're not winning that game.
Yeah.
OKC can manage that because they have so many good people and they play great defense. I just think we're not giving. I just think because of their location, they're just not getting the love, and everyone's so interested in the old school, the old timers. And it's like the OKC's the new timers, and like there's something to be said about these new guys wanting to put it to the old guys.
Yeah. And hey, there comes a time, right? Every generation, like they can't do it forever. Like Magic and Bird could not be the top of the world forever. Age caught up to them and new players came in. A guy named Michael Jordan came in and stole the league. And, the NBA has been dominated by Curry and Durant and LeBron for the last 10 years.
They have a chance to beat all of them.
He has a chance to beat all of them. How cool would that be?
That's another story in the playoffs that we could probably write some good articles on. But so I'm intrigued. The Bulls made me intrigued with the East. I don't know what to tell you. And maybe I hate the Lakers, and I was really intrigued because they beat them. But then they went and beat it. I forgot who they beat right after that. They took it to another team. So they didn't just do it one and done. They just beat.
Oh, they beat the Nuggets.
Yeah, so they beat the Lakers, and they beat the Nuggets, and I was like, nah, something's happening here.
Yeah,
something's in the water. So
yeah,
points.
The Bulls they do it in Chicago.
The Bulls are wanting to do something, and again, this would be outstanding to see OKC get 70. We'll see. We get to watch.
Bulls
we get
that with house money right now. They're gonna be fun to watch.
And doesn't that feel good to have house money? I feel like KD is. I feel like the Suns feel that way, but I think they had to have Beal go take a break.
Yeah,
sadly,
maybe check out for the rest of the year.
Sometimes it just doesn't work, like you said. When it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
When you got the odd man out or the odd couple you invite on a date, go.
You know what? Because you're just waiting for that day. You're just waiting for that game for him to like break out and be his old self. And maybe you get that every once in a while. But when you don't even have to think about it, it's like, no, we know the offense is running through Durant and Booker, and that's it. And they're going to do their thing. I'd rather go to war with that.
I think I can't emphasize this enough. I want to see the GM of OKC one day sit down and write a book about this.
Would love to see it.
Because that is, I mean, and that's the thing is, this isn't the year for OKC. This isn't like you have to win.
No.
Like they have picks on top of picks on top of picks. They got players on top of players.
Long-term,
going
sustainable success.
This is not, they will be around. We will be talking about them 2030, 2032. I would be surprised if OKC is not a conversation piece.
Yeah. No.
For the next 10 years.
Yeah.
It would floor me. I just think that's what you have. And the West is going to be very shook up as these old guys say bye-bye.
Yeah.
And the new guys come up.
That's right.
So, any closing thoughts for the Knicks fans? You got any, maybe you want to be the 4 now. Maybe you want to be the 3. Maybe you're not going to be the 6. I don't see you being the 6 or the 5.
Nope. Just finish strong. Just get everyone healthy. Show that you care in these games. These last few weeks. And it's a new season in the playoffs. That's all I
feel like you're like the Knicks need all those mom care packages that you used to get when you were in college.
Yeah.
Open up a package like, oh my gosh.
Get them through finals week, right?
What you should do is just send a trainer. Send a trainer, someone with acupuncture, all that stuff. Go to the Rangers, go to the Islanders and say, can we get some NHL trainers in here? We got to get our guys ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, set them up with some massages or something. And
that's what we need.
Get them healed up.
Yes, you need that. I like what you said. We need to be healthy. You definitely need to be healthy.
They do. They need to be healthy, and they need that clean slate of the playoffs. So I just don't want to see the Rails go completely off until then.
Again, very disappointed if they're out in the first series. By far
it is.
We get to watch it. We get another couple weeks of the regular season. We'll see how everything shapes out. Thank you very much for joining us on Hoop and the Harmon, our new show here at Brought On by Batter Sports. We really appreciate you subscribing. We really appreciate you liking and commenting on some of the basketball knowledge that we provide you, what we're seeing obviously, and we can't thank Nolan enough for joining us and being a part of the show and kicking it off. So thanks everybody for just watching, and stay tuned. We got a fun next, I would say, 3 months? We got 3 months, 4 months almost. Is that how this thing goes until we get to the off season? July?
July. Yeah, at the 2 months, right?
We're
almost April.
We're almost April. April, May, June, July. Yeah,
April, May, 2.5 months.
Yeah, we got some time.
2.5, 3 months.
So get your summer clothing out. We're about ready to go into the playoffs, and it's going to be very interesting.
Very fun.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much.
Take care.
Thanks again, Nolan.
Bye-bye.